they drifting on the beat.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of TalkNSupes. I'm Ed from Ways of the Sith.
And I'm Ande Got You. What's going on?
What's going on? We're back for another episode. This is episode 22, if I believe. Yeah, 22. So we're
a lucky number.
We're moving along here. Thank you guys for tuning in every week. We're seeing the numbers continue to grow every week, so that's really positive. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. YouTube's where we could use the help. We're seeing the boost on the actual like streaming platforms, but YouTube is still like slowly growing. So if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This way we can, keep up to date every week with the new episodes.
Yes. Yes.
So this week, it's not a crazy week of news. A lot more reporting on box office stuff. We have our full review of Spider-Noir. I finished the series. Ande is still working his way through it. But for the most part, we're going to be able to talk about the series. We have a bunch of video game stuff, which is not something we normally talk about on the show, but we felt it was kind of important due to, the takes that are going around some of this content. And then a ton of movie news. So first and foremost, Spider-Noir. Last week we talked about our reaction to the first episodes and kind of just the hot take of like what we thought about the show so far. Now going through it a couple more episodes. How far are you away from being done with it?
So I'm only 2 more episodes in.
Okay.
I just got introduced to Electro, so
Megawatt.
That's the time. Yeah.
For me, he was my, like, I watched this in color. I told you guys last week I didn't do the whole black and white. I didn't do the switching back and forth. So maybe in black and white it's better, but in color I can't stand him like as an actor or as a character in the show. The stupid electricity through his face looked retarded the whole entire show, and like it just looks bad. I don't know if like he was intentionally trying to put on a performance since he's supposed to be like an old-timey actor, but like the portrayal from him, he ruined like a lot of the show for me. I think I would have enjoyed this show a lot more if it wasn't a Spider-Man show. Like if this was just a Dick Tracy set in this kind of environment, or an LA noir like done by the video game, I think I would have been a lot more in tune with this show. I love the bits of him being the detective. I love Black Cat and Felicia Hardy. I love Silvermane. Like his performance is the best in this whole entire show. And Nicolas Cage does a fantastic job. Same with the secretary. But every time they switched from like the old school noir detective motifs to going into the Spider-Man stuff, that's when it took me out of the show. Those are the moments where like I felt like I rather this not be a Spider-Man show. Like if this was just an old-time detective show, I think I would have been here for it a lot more and would have enjoyed it a lot more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes 100% sense. And that's kind of the thing I struggle with while watching this, because I think I said this the last time, but there's a lot of there's more dialogue in this show than I would have imagined, and I think that's just based off of the time period that they're in, that it calls for that.
Old timey,
but also so I just feel like because of that, sometimes I'll just be like, where's the villains? Where's the action parts? I just want to see that.
I don't need any of that with this show. For me, Sandman was cool. Silvermane did it for me. Like Silvermane was enough. His portrayal and his performance throughout the whole entire show, and Felicia Hardy's portrayal as Cat, or Cat Hardy as they call her in the show. So for me, that was more than enough. Like performance wise, it was the other shit that took me out of the show. It was Megawatt, his awful performance throughout the whole entire thing. Sandman was fine, but him having the stupid little pieces, like again, same thing with Electro, having like the stupid little pieces of sand on his face looked retarded the whole entire show. And like,
well, in black and white, it does help that.
That's what I'm saying.
Get away with that
maybe in the black and white it looks a lot better, but like when you're watching those in color, you're just like, can you wipe that off your face? Like, you got something here. Can you just like do something with that? Because like it just
Yeah.
looked dumb in color.
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, without the Spider-Man noir elements of this, I would have liked this 10 times better. I thought it was a much better show that way. I would be here for an LA Noir show if they wanted to do that. That video game is an awesome game. I don't know if you ever played that from
Yeah, I did.
Rockstar.
That's awesome.
Dick Tracy, bringing Dick Tracy back. Hell, even Who Framed Roger Rabbit in this kind of setting would be fine. Like, I would be all for them doing something like that again. But I'm good on Spider-Man Noir. This wasn't a show that I was interested in off the bat to even like go check out. I was kind of surprised it even got greenlit to be pushed this far along. But Sony now has this deal with Amazon, and Amazon, I guess, views this as a success. I feel
Yeah.
like they probably would have generated a little bit better traction had this come out week to week rather than dropping it all at once. But the fact that they dropped it all at once, I kind of feel like it came and went, or there's still a lot of people in like your boat where like just didn't finish the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's also like I like I think it was decent for what it was. I don't think it was the best thing that they could have made, but I thought it was decent. Better than what I expected for sure.
Yeah, no, and
And
it was better than
yeah,
expected. And like I said, even for like having the Spider-Man elements and doing it on TV, it came across fine. But for me, that those were the parts where like I checked out of it at points because it was like, oh yeah, this is a Spider-Man show. It's not a detective show. And like I kind of started to get into it more as just a detective show and just enjoying those aspects of it.
right, right, right.
So, overall, I think it's cool. I don't know where Sony goes with this. I don't know what the plan is
Yeah.
like going forward. I know the plan is to rebrand this whole Sony Spider Verse, and whatever they end up doing, I think you have to have a Spider-Man in it one way or another. Whether it's Ben Riley, whether it's Chasm, whether it's Scarlet Spider, Miles Morales. Apparently, there was a Silk show that was on the table, which for me, I think I would have been much more interested in a Silk show. For those of you guys that don't know, Cindy is somebody who was bit by the same spider that Peter was bit by. So they're about the same age. They have this weird hormone thing because they were both bit by the same spider, where like they're super attracted to one another. But in the comics, Cindy's kind of not grown up with Peter now. Like Peter's like about in his 30s, give or take, and Cindy's kind of still with like the kids. Like she's still with Miles and like kind of treated as like
Yeah.
Spider Girl almost, which like is a weird
Hmm.
dynamic when her and Peter are supposed to be the same age. She had a real big start and like is a really cool character to explore, especially like if you wanted to do something outside of Spider-Man. You know what I mean? But I feel
Hmm.
like now in the comics they've kind of made them like too far apart, where like she seems like somebody more that's like in Miles' age range, even though she's not, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
She yeah, she was in the ending of the last Spider-Man game. I think Spider-Man, no, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yeah, the ending of
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And they made it seem like as if it was the whole thing where basically Miles' mom and Silk's dad get together and they meet each other that way.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
say,
I
yeah,
remember
they
that.
say that's how it goes.
Yeah. So that's
But
not
yeah, that
canon
would be
though.
awesome to do
That's
that.
not canon. Like
I know.
she's not she has no affiliation with Miles other than like they're in the same book now with Norman Lead and Jessica Drew. But yeah, it's weird.
It would be dope to do something like that though, and I
Apparently that
also
was the
feel
plan.
like
Yeah.
the thing with Nicolas Cage is like I just feel like, and I think I don't know I said this before, but the whole well, after I watched that the oh my god, what's the documentary which Shane something anyways, where he was talking about with him, where they used to do like a bunch of like drugs or whatever together, and I had no idea that's
Charlie
what it
Sheen?
was. Charlie Sheen, thank you. Yes,
Okay.
Charlie Sheen. Yes, ever since I seen that doc, and then I found out Nicolas Cage and him were best friends. I just said like I feel like this show was just him like awesome shit, and was like I want to do it in live action, and just went ahead and fucking you can't tell Nicolas Cage no in this accent and in this aspect because he's already did it in the Miles Morales Spider-Man stuff and stuff. So it's like, oh, he does have the lead. So it's like, let's see what we can do. But
Well, this was
yeah,
pit.
it's a great. I feel like if this was back in the day, this would be a good daytime TV show. Like it would fit in a perfect slot with like Buffy the Vampire and Angel and shit like that. Like that's what the vibes it gives me.
Well, this was pitched from Into the Spider-Verse. They basically asked him if they wanted to do something, and he said, "Yeah." So that's how this all came to fruition. He is the same Spider-Man. There is a bit. I know you said his name is different. There's a bit in the show where they explain the
Yeah.
name change.
Hmm.
So he is the same Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse.
Shit.
There's just no reference to it at
Hmm.
all. I thought there was going to be like some kind of Easter egg, but I guess because of the way everything went, there's no kind of reference to it at all. Yeah, I don't know where they go from here. Like I said, I would give Andrew Garfield a call and just have Andrew Garfield be your Spider-Man for the Sony verse. If you don't want to do the Miles thing, I know you want to probably hold off on Miles to capitalize like with the MCU. I'm sure the MCU probably wants Miles too at some point. So
Hmm.
yeah, I know Tom Holland's recent comment says he wants to help out, bring in whoever the new Spider-Man is going to be, or whoever Sony Spider-Man is going to be, would like to kind of pair off of them and kind of, you know, appear in something together. So it would be interesting to see what they do. Now they have this partnership with Amazon, so Amazon's going to be giving them money to do Spider-Man projects. I just don't know what that entails. Like I
Hmm.
said, I would have been
Yeah.
here for the Silk project. I think I would have been more inclined for a Silk project than Spider-Noir, but we got it. It is what it is. It cost an absurd amount of money to make, and it doesn't seem like they made like any money back on this show. So I don't really know what the investment is on it, or like what the long-term
Right.
thing is. Maybe they have plans to like weave Nicolas Cage back into some stuff. I don't know what the next Spider-Verse movie entails because it's been delayed so long. Like I know people like I think you're one of the people that like hold those movies in such high regard. I don't.
What,
So
the Spider Verse,
yeah.
Miles Morales? Yeah, I do.
So like I don't.
That's my goat.
The next one, like I could care less when it comes or doesn't. It's been pushed off so far at this point. Like I don't even remember what happened in the last one to go into this next one. So like whatever they
Yeah.
do, I don't really care. It's the Dan Slott Spider-Verse story. I've read the actual story. Whatever they do in the movie, unless it involves Miles coming into live action, like I've said before on this show, I don't really care. It has no regard on anything. So I think one way or another, Sony has to figure out like what they're going to do next. Now we have this Spider-Man movie on the plate. It's coming up quick. It's getting hyped. We got a brand new
Hmm.
trailer that's coming. I listened to the audio already for the brand new trailer. It's going to be interesting to see how people react to this one. To see, I think, a little bit more of the plot. To see a little bit more of who's involved in this next movie and what
Nice.
it's going to do. We'll talk about it later about like the box office for this weekend with two highly anticipated movies coming out that still didn't perform that well compared to anything else in the box office. So it's going to be interesting to see like does Spider-Man come out swinging? They have Toy Story to compete with, which I think Toy Story has the very
Which,
likely probability to be the biggest grossing movie of the year this year. I
yeah.
think I think that's even going to blow Doomsday out of the water. In all honesty, when it comes to like overall profit and money, I think you're talking about like $1 billion movie with Toy Story, and
They've been doing really great promo with that one. I've been watching the final, so like
the
it's literally every other commercial. The
the
Toy
new
Story trailer, yeah.
the trailer looks fantastic. The movie has a built-in
Hmm.
audience of multiple generations. You're talking about people anywhere from like their 60s to like in their kids age watching Toy Story. So I think the possibilities for them to blow everything out of the water is probably highly likely. We also have the Odyssey, we have Spider-Man, we have Street Fighter, so we still have some good movies.
Oh my gosh, Street Fighter! I almost forgot about that one.
I just don't know,
Shit.
you know, based off what we're seeing off these box office numbers from these big movies. They're still not pulling in the audiences, which is a very interesting statistic to look at. And like I said, later on in the show, we'll break stuff down. We'll look at some of the stuff going on right now. But Next up, we have like a controversial announcement, I guess, and this is why I wanted to cover
Oh,
this.
we're gonna go there.
So we had kind of known those are the people that in the know that Alana Pierce, who worked on the previous God of War games, got a lot of shit from a lot of people that undeservedly. Number one, she's an
Hmm.
awesome creator. She's awesome at her job. She's fantastic on Twitch and her channel. I subscribe to her channel. I watch a lot of her Twitch stuff. I love her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's a fantastic actor. Um, and she caught a lot of shit on the last God of War game that she worked on. It seems that women in video games deal with the misogyny and deal with this certain type of audience that kind of says that this is a male dominated thing when it's clearly not. A lot of your games and a lot of your stuff would not be being made without all the female game developers, talent that work behind the scenes writing scripts. Like, it's insane to think that like we're still dealing with those types of stereotypes in the video game atmosphere, especially at this point in the world.
And if you know, the video game atmosphere is the most diverse industry ever, so
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and you guys are quick to turn into like all these little Twitch girl streamers playing their video games, but then you have criticisms when they do stuff that caters to women and do stuff that makes you play as a female lead character, and like I don't understand that that at all. So to me you guys come across like very strange. Writing writing
Fair.
writing derogatory comments to women creators, threatening them and trying to belittle them and put them down. That's like the worst chode energy that you could possibly like show. So God of War announced that the new game that's coming is going to be called God of War Laufey, and it's going to follow Deborah Ann Wolf's character of Faye, picking up, I'm guessing, from the events of the last game. So we're almost going to be playing this
Yeah.
game as the events of the last game are taking place with Kratos. He does appear in this game at some point, but I'm not sure what the crossover is going to be. So the overall like plot line of this game, it's going to follow Faye as she wakes up in the afterlife, and there's going to be gods from multiple mythologies. So my guess is you're probably going to run into a lot of the gods that Kratos had killed in the previous games. Maybe Athena, maybe Ares himself, maybe Zeus.
Gonna
All the
run into fucking he said he's gonna run into freaking Ares and Odin playing chess together, waiting for Kratos. Like,
so
we've been waiting for you, my friend.
so basically that's going to be the overall premise of the game. The directors say it's not a departure from the main God of War games, and that it's more so an expansion of the franchise. Like I said, Deborah Ann Wolf is coming back to voice and mocap a lot of this, and Jack Quaid surprisingly is going to be her co-star for this. He's playing like a cube. I'm not sure what the context is, but like he's shown in a cube like setting, and then there's like some kind of magical cube with her sword sticking out of it that like I'm guessing he's kind of like her pal, like her mythical pal in this story. um I was surprised to see that like he attached himself to a video game, but I think that's cool, especially coming off The Boys. Like he just had a phenomenal final season of that, and doing all these movies and stuff like that to attach himself to this game is pretty cool.
Well, two things about him. One, he is a very big gamer because on his Instagram he has like almost like it does like the most awesomest freaking photo mode shots of every game he plays, and he's been known for like a couple people like in the industry. Like I watch a podcast called Kind of Funny, and I don't know if you remember Greg Miller from and IGN, but they talk about they're good friends, and he talks about him all the time on the podcast, and
Okay, yeah, no, I
I
don't
saw
I
his
don't
IG
follow
and
them.
yeah, so but also the funny thing too is that in the motion capture of while making this game, he is literally in like a plastic like
Square.
PVC pipe
Yeah,
cube.
yeah.
So I thought that was really like actually funny and kind of cool. Like I don't know from an actor's point of view, like how do you move like a cube?
But that's
But
that's why he's doing
yeah,
it, because he's doing the mocap for it. So he wants to be like
yeah.
authentic to what he's supposed to be portraying. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know the context. I just saw like what the graphic shots look, and like her sword's like sticking out of this like glowing rainbow cube, and like the cube like
Hmm.
follows her around. So I'm guessing it's almost like the decapitated head that Kratos had in the last game, something
Yeah.
similar to that. But
And it has something to do with mythology and like something with gods and something to that extent. So
yeah,
I we just have to find out and see.
Norse mythology is like is my weakest point. I'm a great Greek mythology person and Roman mythology, but once we start getting into Vikings and stuff like that, it kind of gets a little blurry because it mixes with a little bit of pagan stuff. So for me, like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to keep track of like the pagan and the Norse like together. I know most of it, but I know like during this time period, it's kind of a little all over the place, and especially with the fact that we're going to have multiple gods from different eras. My guess is more than likely it's going to be all of those people that Kratos killed in like the past games, and for
It
whatever
has to
reason,
be.
I still don't understand this, and maybe it's just because it's like next gen, so like they don't really acknowledge the old God of War games. They only act like one in like the last two PlayStation 5 games are like God of War, which is weird to me because like I started God of War when the first one came out. So
Hmm.
for like them to kind of ignore the first four games and just like even with the TV show skipping all of the Greek mythology games and going right to like the current day stuff, which is a little weird for me. Hopefully there's some sort of flashback
I,
to it or anything like that, but
there, I was gonna say there is because there was a DLC that came out maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. It's basically like a challenging run thing, but in that challenging run, it's basically like a flashback where you actually get Zeus blade black, and you see Zeus again, and he saw it going through like some of the
the
flashbacks of
old
what
stuff.
Kratos was going through back
Yeah.
in the day. But it was for God of War remake.
Okay.
Not God of War remake. God of War, the first one before Ragnarok.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That was what the DLC was for. But yeah, so if you go back and play that, there's that to it
I'm
that
just
adds
talking
to it.
about like
Um,
even in like lore, like when they were talking about this, they were saying the third God of War game, and it's like this isn't the third God of War game. This is the seventh God of
oh, I
War
see what you're
game.
saying.
So
Well,
like
I
it's
mean,
just
it
weird to
is
me.
it is two
And like I
different.
said,
Well,
even
it's two different actors,
and
and
like
it's two different directors.
it's not two different actor. Like the guy from Stargate's played Kratos since the very beginning. He's been Kratos since the very beginning.
TJ something played the first God of War from PlayStation 1 and 2 and stuff like that.
I
His name
thought
is.
Chris Judge was pretty much Kratos the entire time, but I don't know. For me, that's like where it kind of fucks me up, especially even like I said with this Amazon show. Starting from there, they're kind of ignoring the Greek mythology stuff and just going into the Norse stuff. So for whatever
Hmm.
reason, that's the way they're doing it. I'm here for this new game. I'll probably check it out. I'm a big God of War fan. Like I said, I've been playing it since the first original one came out. My introduction to God of War was from the Source magazine. Believe it or not, Just Blaze used to have a column that he used to do every month where Just would recommend video games for
Shout out to
the
Just
week,
Blaze.
and one of his picks for that month was God of War. It had just came out, and me and my buddy Pun like went to Blockbuster, rented it, and like literally played that first game, and like have been fans of the franchise ever since. So I'm definitely going to be in on this. Like I said, I had my issues with Deborah Ann Wolf with Daredevil. I don't think I'm going to have any issues with the game. I think having this portrayal,
Yeah.
having her in God of War, like I think this is going to be cool. It's going to be cool to explore Faye because we don't know much about her from the mythology. She was kind of dead by the
Hmm.
time the opening game started, and you've had Atreides and kind of going through that whole story, like knowing her
Yeah.
that way. So it's going to be interesting to actually like get to flush out her character and see why she's so special because obviously there's something about her that's birthed Loki. So
I also thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really interesting that they even went with Faye because, from my understanding, I thought the way was going, it was going to be a Atreus' game coming up. But I still have hope for that coming into this one because there's
that'll
got to be
probably
a
be the
merge. You're
next.
talking about a mother and you're talking about a mother and a son relationship. Like it's only right because she's trying to get back to them. So
And I'm
I
guessing
feel
that's
like
what'll
it's only
happen.
right that
I'm
that
I'm
happens.
guessing that's
Mm.
what's going to happen. Like you'll get back to them for the end of this game, and then set up whatever the next game's going to be, and then you'll have all three of them to play probably in the next game. With Kratos probably dying in the next game, and then setting up playing as Atreides for Loki for most of the game because now he's Loki.
Hmm.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, should be cool. I'm here for it. We also got an announcement. Well, not even an announcement. More footage of the Wolverine game that's coming. It looks okay.
Let's go.
I don't know. I wasn't crazy about
Uh,
like all
you see
the.
the I was gonna say, you see the tat on my on my arm, if y'all see it or not. You know, I'm a big Wolverine fan, so I've been waiting for this game, and this gameplay was everything for me.
It's no different than the Spider-Man games. It's Spider-Man with Wolverine subbed in. That's it.
Perfect. That's
That's
perfect.
all it is,
That's
though. Like
everything I wanted.
I don't know. They've been working on this game for a really long time. All this info got leaked like years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing that fucked it up
We
too.
already knew like
Hmm.
what this game was supposed to be, the whole plot line, the whole premise for all of this.
The
Uh,
whole timeline, like
yeah, I
after
mean
this
it
too.
is what it is. It's like it's a universe where like the X-Men were never the X-Men.
Right, right.
It's they're just called Team X, and Logan's a part of
X.
it. The blood on Wolverine looks like insane. It's just like too much as it's going on. You're gonna be able to turn off the blood for the game, I guess, but still, I don't know. I'm sure it'll do like the same numbers as the Spider-Man games, but I can't see this being like Game of the Year contender or like number one selling game. It's just the same mechanics. It's everything the same as all the Spider-Man games, just with Wolverine. And if you like the Spider-Man games, cool. You're gonna like this, I'm
Hmm.
sure. But like otherwise, that's all this is. It's when you're play it through one time and you're done, and you'll never pick the game up again. Um,
Well, I don't want to say that because you never know. They can probably add some type of like new
DLC,
game
but like
plus or
that's
something like that or
I
something
don't
like
care
that.
about any of that.
And
That's all bullshit. It's all just add-ons,
I'm
add-ons,
into it.
add-ons. Like I like games that I can pick up and actually play and like continuously play. I don't want to waste money. Games are too expensive nowadays for me to just waste my $80 on a game or $100 on a game that I'm going to beat in like 4 days, and then that's it. It's a waste of time and a waste of money for me at least. I'm not a big
Yeah,
gaming guy. I'll pass on this. Not really something for me at least. Like it looks cool.
I've
It'll be
always wanted
fun.
to play as Wolverine, so getting this game is a day one for me, especially with the pre-order bonuses that you're getting with this. My favorite brown and yellow skin is in this, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have some cool like Wolverine outfits you can rock, and yeah,
Hmm.
like cool. Or you have to pay for it probably. That'll probably be the catch. You'll probably have to buy them.
No, well,
Um,
it's a pre-order, so it will come with the pre-order. But if there's even if there is, I'm already in Rivals and I'm into the microtransaction world already. So
see,
the,
I don't play that
then
shit.
nothing will make a difference.
Games are too expensive to be paying fucking extra money for an extra costume and all this other shit. Like if I'm buying a game for $100, I want the shit included with the game, or I'm not buying it. Like I don't even. I hate
I
Rivals.
hear
Like
you.
I don't play that shit because it's dumb. It's the
Yeah.
same repetitive thing over and over again. So yeah, for me,
Well, if you don't like
this is a no.
Overwatch or like first person shooters, is I get it. But new COD is coming out, so you might be into that.
Nah, first person shooters are different because you can continuously play them. Rivals is just like a mash buttons game. And like for me, I hate the lore, I hate the looks, I hate all of it in Rivals, and I think it's just like a trendy way for like anime kids to get into Marvel, and that's basically like
Hmm.
the crossover appeal for it, in my opinion. But whatever, to each his own. If you guys are happy about this game, you know, all the power to you. I don't care. Um,
Yeah.
Amazon announced that we're getting season 2 of Batman: The Cape Crusader, and this was something I did not think was going to happen. The
Go
so,
ahead.
so I do have issues with like the first season of the show. Um,
Really?
I don't like Penguin. I don't like the change to all the lore. I would have much preferred this to just be a continuation of Batman the animated series like it was supposed to be. But apparently Bruce Timm threw a shit fit and wouldn't do a continuation of the animated series, and that's why this ended up on Amazon to begin with. Because when HBO ordered this, they ordered it as a continuation of the animated series, and then Bruce Timm and Matt Reeves and whoever else is responsible for behind this, I think. What the fuck's his name? J.J. Abrams, I think, has a hand in this too. Basically, he didn't
Hmm.
deliver what DC asked them to deliver, what Warner Brothers asked. So this got shopped around and ended up on Amazon. Because Amazon really doesn't have a lot of stuff like this, it ended up becoming like a number one show on Amazon because it's the Bruce Timm animation. It's just a totally different Batman. The lore is different. Penguin's a woman, or uh, and Harley Quinn's got a whole different like origin. It's kind of all over the place. But this season 2 is coming, so it should be cool. That Mad Hatter looks like it's going to be a part of this second season. Joker is going to be more involved in this second season. So, I mean, there's some things to look forward to. If you're a fan of the animation and just a fan of the animated series, it's cool to watch it continue in like a new light. But I definitely would have much preferred this to be just a continuation of the original show. There's source material for it.
That would have been nice. Yeah.
Well, Bruce Timm, I
I
have the
didn't even know it was
animated.
supposed to be a
I
continuation.
I have the books that like are the continuation of the animated series that Bruce Timm did. So like there's already
Uh-huh.
stories there of Red Hood and Deathstroke and Azrael and stuff that was never in the original animated series. So like the material was there to do. It's just he was for whatever reason like hell bent on not continuing the show. And I guess I don't know if it had to do with Kevin Conroy. I don't know what it had to do with necessarily, but he kind of was very firm about like I want to make these changes to the lore and I want to do things my way, and then that's why this show got shopped around and HBO didn't want to touch it because they were like, yeah, this doesn't do us anything. Like we wanted the animated series, we didn't want
Right.
your own made up shit that you're doing. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be cool to check out when it comes out. If you like the first season, I'm sure you'll like this second season. But yeah, I much rather would have preferred just a continuation of the original show. The original show can't be touched. It's epic. So to get that more of that and get more seasons of that would have been a lot more fun for me.
Based off of the screenshots that we saw for this and stuff like that, Joker looks like we're gonna get more of a more serious looking Joker. And at first I didn't even realize he was even in the background of that picture they show with the guy who's smiling. I thought that was him, but if you look behind, you see him like behind there with his covering his mouth, and
And
that's interesting. I can't wait to see it.
I don't know if Mark Hamill's coming back to play him or not. I know Mark Hamill kind of said that
Yeah,
his days of playing Joker were done when Kevin Conroy passed away. So I'm not sure if
yeah.
he's coming back for this, if he's doing a solid for Bruce Timm to play Joker again, or, if it's going to be somebody else playing Joker. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
He did Joker in in the Arkham games, right?
Yeah. But Kevin Conroy did too.
Yeah.
He did. They were together
Yeah,
for a
and
little.
that was the last time, I think, the last time they did it. I think.
I believe it was an animated movie, one of the DC animated movies. That was their last thing
Okay.
together. But yeah,
Hmm.
I know he had said without Kevin Conroy, he didn't really want to continue playing Joker. So I know the last time they did, I think it was the Long Halloween. There was somebody else playing Joker for that. But we'll see what happens. Continuing in DC stuff, we got looks at Lex Luthor in his power suit on the set of Man of Tomorrow, and to most
Get it
people's
knocked the
surprise,
fuck out.
but to most people's surprise, this is a fully practical suit. I think a lot of people thought it was going
Yeah.
to be like a quick CGI joint, or that they were going to like Photoshop a lot. This is all practical. Seems to be made out of foam. He was able to move and walk around in it from some of the set photos. He's also like being shown on the ground being pummeled by Superman. So it looks like the CGI more so is going to be for his face shield and maybe some of the tech elements of the suit. But for the most part, it is a fully practical suit, which was pretty crazy to see. I'm not sure if there's like an air conditioning built into that for him or not. It looked like there was,
Right.
based off like the space on the back. But pretty cool to see that like they're doing a full practical suit. And I feel like you're going to see that a lot at Comic Cons coming forward. Like I feel like that's going to be a big one for
Well,
people
yeah.
to make a Comic Con.
You Yeah, I was just about to say the suit was giving very much cosplay vibes. And like I told you off air, but at first when James Gunn announced this, at first glance I thought this was a Halo suit, but obviously when I seen James Gunn's name, I knew, oh no, this is Lex Luthor. But it's awesome. It looks awesome. And I love the fact that they're staying like pretty much one to one with the book comics and the actual look of it.
So there was, from what I know, based off the toys that came out for the original Superman movie, there was like a Lex Luthor in the power suit. So I'm guessing at some point there was concept art or a direction that he was going to maybe have that in the first Superman movie. but for whatever reason they steered away from it to get us to this point, and now he's gonna
Oh,
have it
okay.
for this movie. So it'll be cool to see.
Hmm.
I love Nicholas Hoult as Lex. I thought his portrayal. I literally just watched Superman again yesterday, and
Hmm.
I love him as Lex Luthor. I think he's probably one of the best Lex Luthors next to Michael Rosenbaum. Like Rosenbaum is still the Lex Luthor for me, but
Yeah.
Nicholas Holt's like a close
Yeah.
second right behind him. I think this is gonna be cool. Also, we Adriana Ajona showed off some gym photos where she is jacked to the nines. So I did see clips of her new movie with Michael B. Jordan, and the action scenes in that look insane. If she's not playing Wonder Woman, I, I'm at a loss here because the way
Yeah.
she looks now from these gym photos that she just posted, literally yesterday, and she's on set.
Hmm.
She looks like Diana. She's jacked to the T. She got full 8 pack. She's fucking shredded. She looks incredible. So if she's not Diana and you really wasted her on Maxima, I think a lot of people are gonna have a problem with this movie. If she is Diana, I think we're in good shape. Like this is gonna be awesome. She's gonna be fucking awesome as Diana if that is the case. I just to me I don't see the point of hiding it at this point. Like if she is Diana and you're bringing Wonder Woman into the fray, then just announce it and just hey guys, she's Wonder Woman. Like let's see her in the costume. Let's see what this is
Well,
going to look like and just roll with it. I don't think like holding it as a surprise is going to be a big thing because we're going to know before the movie
well,
comes
I
out.
just and right, and I just thought about this now, but two things. But they did get that new clip trailer or whatever for Superwoman. But also, how awesome would that be if she maybe is in the end of Superwoman as well? That would be
I
pretty
don't
cool.
think so. She wasn't cast until way after. Like she's been in the gym ever since she was cast, so I don't think she's in that
They
movie
can.
at all. I don't.
Well, I think we started talking about that rumor like 2 months ago, I think, or a month ago. That's still enough time to give you a scene and
No,
put you at the end of the movie for like an end clip or something like that.
I don't think so. I would highly doubt it. She, like I said, wasn't
It's a
announced for
it's
this
a
movie.
shot in the dark for sure, but
No.
that would be an awesome way to reveal it if you're hiding her who she's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be in Supergirl. I would highly doubt that. I think if you're going to do it, you're going to do it for this movie. But if she's Maxima, I think you're going to piss off a lot of people because like she is wasted as Maxima when she could be Diana and we could have Wonder Woman by now. Um, Supergirl, we got a nice clip of her and Superman, basically Superman getting her ship when she lands, and that was kind of cool. I really like David Cornsweet as Clark. I think he just plays it so well as like being the straight man. Like he's like, oh, I don't speak Kryptonian, and like fuck, and then he's like, why am I speaking louder? Like you still can't understand me, and like just little stuff like that in his performance that like I feel like makes him a more relatable Clark. For me, Superman was never a character that like I related to or felt any type of like compassion towards or anything until this portrayal. Even watching the movie back again yesterday, just the way he plays it, the way he talks about like, you know, I'm human too. I feel these things. I feel love and I feel hurt and I feel betrayal, but you know, I still wake up every day and I try to be the best version of myself. And I feel like especially at a time now in the world like that is the way you know most people should be going about it. It shouldn't be about like how much money we have or what's you know what's going on in our own personal lives and focused on ourselves. I think being punk rock like Superman says is like being the opposite and like putting people first and believing in those types of things. So for me, like that portrayal of Superman is something more I relate to now than I would have, you know, previously. So to
Hmm.
have him still having that portrayal in Supergirl and getting to see him and Kara together and like interacting for the first time. There was also a clip like where he gives her the suit. So
Hmm.
you know, the her suit that she's gonna get, her Supergirl suit, is actually gonna be something Clark gives to her. So I thought that was a cool like tidbit too.
Hmm.
He's not going to be in the movie long, but I think just those couple scenes that we've seen already, just between the two of them, it kind of makes me happy for Man of Tomorrow, knowing that they're all going to be together, and we're going to have John Stewart, and we're going to have perhaps Martian Manhunter, and maybe Wonder Woman all together. I think Man of
Hmm.
Tomorrow could end up being a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And also like I think it's telling that they're putting a lot of trailers out with him in it. Um,
Well, they're trying to sell
because like
people
we spoke
because
about,
the
yeah,
movie's not going to sell a lot of people. Like we talked last week, the movie's
hmm
only tracking
that's what I mean.
for like 60 million opening weekend, which seems to be the marker for these movies right about now. Like I said, we'll get into it later on in the show, but that seems to be like the threshold right now. 60 million, 70 million, like give or take.
So yeah, I saw I saw the clip. It was really nice to see seeing baby crypto, and that was awesome too. And yeah, I'm super excited for this for just to see where just to get see through this movie, right? But more so what we can lead into next.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's the thing for me too. It's like
like,
the movie
yeah.
itself. I already know what happens. Like I've already read the book.
Hmm.
So it's more so of like where are we going with this? How's this going to connect into Man of Tomorrow? I do like the fact that like Crypto's coming to Earth with Kara, and like that's how Clark's introduced to him, and then like it puts the Superman movie more in perspective too. Like when you're watching their relationship
Right.
of like, yeah, it's not his dog,
Hmm.
it's his cousin's dog that he's just watching,
Hmm.
and like he's a horrible dog, but he still has to do right by it anyway, and like again
Hmm.
that's what I like about this portrayal of Superman. So I'm much more looking forward to Man of Tomorrow 2 and Superman 2 and getting there and seeing where this story's all going to unfold with this cast that James Gunn's starting to build out now at this point.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be good.
In other video news, Tupac is making his return from the grave,
God.
and he's going to be in Stranger Than Heaven. I have no context about this game, what it is, what it
I
involves.
I got it.
All I know is that Tupac's back. I don't know if they found him in Cuba and just decided to motion capture him, or what or why Tupac is in the video game.
So, Stranger Than Heaven is the prequel to the Yakuza Like a Dragon video games. Um, it's basically like a JRPG in a way, just not so much on the turn-based side. Only the last one was more turn-based. But anyways, yeah, and this just plays off of like the like Yakuza gang from Japan and all these other Japanese gangs
So why
and
is
how they
Tupac in it?
came up to be in there. Correct. And that's where I'm here to say, Snoop Dogg, you're bugging the fuck out. Supposedly, well, not even supposedly, he said this on the game Summer Game Fest that they talked to the estate and the estate was really happy about having this. But it's like, one, the estate really isn't his family, and two, like, this doesn't make sense to for the game, like for the game's sake. And like it's just like and knowing Snoop Dogg and how he is and how he rolls with his politics and all that, it's just like you're doing a little bit too much. I know he is an actual gamer. He does play a lot of Madden and
Well,
stuff
he
like that. I
owns
see his
Death Row.
tournaments on Twitch, but yeah, and that too. So it's just like to me, I just feel like it's just the dollars are looking nice for him, and he's just trying to maximize it in every which way he can,
And
and it just doesn't.
the estate, I believe, is to the organization, to the Performing Arts Center. I believe they're in control of the rights of the estate because his mother did pass about a year or two ago now.
Right.
So
So yeah, it's very weird. I haven't seen anything positive about it. It's just so
it's just
random,
wild to
and
me the
I
way
don't
the
understand
headline
why.
popped up. It was like Tupac's back for Stranger Than Heaven, and I was just like, what? Like,
I'm watching the trailer in real time during Summer Game Fest, and they're even the way how they say it. He just popped up is the same way he appears in the freaking trailer.
and then
So he just comes up out of the dark,
I
and
saw
he's just like Tupac.
I saw a bunch of people like, can we get Biggie download DLC content? And like, I thought that was funny. So
Oh my
I'm sure
god.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen.
No.
I just thought that was funny. We had to include it in this. Also, there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin video game that's coming out. That looked pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of the Last Ronin comic book series and the follow up series afterwards where they introduced the new turtles. So it'll be cool to play that. It'll see if they got some life. The live action movie did get canned because they are going to try to reboot live action Turtles again one more time. So the last Ronin live action reboot got like pushed to the side in favor of them rebooting, Turtles. So might be a while before we get to see Last Ronin. I think it would be cooler if they actually established like live action Turtles and then did the Last Ronin like story as part of the trilogy. Like if they were gonna do 3 movies of Turtle movies, it would be cool to like have your first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie with all of them, then the second one is the start of the Last Ronin story, and then the third one is the Last Ronin story of like Mikey on his own. Like I think that would be a cool way to do it for like live action, but who knows?
Yeah, it sucks too that they canceled the movie. So when I seen this announcement and I saw that, I was confused with the movie and the video game.
Yeah.
So I was excited. I was like, oh wow, they brought it back. But I had it mixed. Other thing too is that Paramount now has their own game studio, so we'll be seeing more of their products like that coming out. Um, and the other thing is like I am excited for the game, but I also like because the studio who did this did a Ninja Gating game a couple of years ago that wasn't the best.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can redeem themselves with this. But I'm like, eh. And they really didn't show any gameplay either, so that's another thing too
Yeah,
that
it
I'm just
seems like
like,
it's a
let
way
me
out. It
see.
seems like it's probably like
Hmm.
a 2028, 29 release. It seems like it's just
Yeah.
early development, but they just wanted to announce that like they had this coming. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a while. The
Exciting nonetheless, though.
it's this isn't on a rundown, but the Paramount merger is being contested by the state of California. So the state of California, I think, has to the end of this month to like file their initial injunctions, and there are lawmakers that are trying to stop the merger. So we can only hope that it happens. But yeah, stay tuned because it's never ending with this Paramount WB stuff, and we keep kind of mentioning it week by week because there's always something new taking place in that. Um, we talked about the box office and weekend numbers. So we had 2 movies come out that were billed as like 2 big summer movies. We had Scary Movie and we had Masters of the Universe. Scary Movie debuted to 30% reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So kind of already knew that that movie was going to be bad. All the reviews for it since are still bad for it. I don't know a single person that came out of that movie saying like they enjoyed it or had fun throughout the whole entire thing. But it did
I
open
did.
it did open to 54 million. So people did go see it, but
Mhm.
yeah, not the strongest opening for what they thought it was going to be.
I mean, I haven't really seen. I mean, it's a scary movie. It's a scary movie. So you have to expect the most ridiculousness from that. So I wasn't putting it even in the same category as these other blockbusters, but it's a fun time. I've heard only 2 people I know have seen it, and they said they liked it. I haven't read any reviews either. So I mean, but I wouldn't go to reviews for this movie either. So it's just like it's whatever. Master of the Universe though has been surprising.
So Masters of the Universe has great positive reviews from both fans and critics. Critics a little less, but fans seem to really love the movie, really enjoyed it. Everybody I talked to that saw it loved the movie and ranted and raved about it. Put over Jared Leto's performance, which I was shocked by because I thought for sure he was going to be a problem in this movie, and apparently not.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people came away enjoying this. So they did 29 million domestic, but they did 54 million international. Still not where they want to be based on how much this movie cost to make, but they did land at the #1 spot in the box office for this weekend, knocking off
Mhm.
Backrooms, knocking off Obsession. Mando and Grogu got knocked out of the top 5, so that's not a good
The
sign for
top
them.
five.
Um, so
Wow.
so yeah, I can't even
Not even in
report
top
on
five.
what their numbers were because their numbers for this week were so low that they weren't posted. But yeah, MOTU. This kind of seems to be the trend though. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So you have both these movies that kind of open to about the same amount of money. It kind of seems that like that 60 million threshold is the opening number for most of these movies nowadays. We saw Mando kind of reach that. Uh, Now Scary Movie, Masters Universe. Mortal Kombat. You know, that seems to be the trend. And like we were talking about, we still have the Odyssey, we still have Toy Story 3, we still have Spider-Man and Street Fighter. So there are like some big, and Supergirl. So there are still some big summer blockbusters. I think for the most part, a lot of these movies are going to fall in this range of like 70 million opening week. Um, I think the Odyssey is going to be one that's going to surprise a lot of people. A lot of the tickets for the 55 millimeter showings are already sold out for that ahead of time, at least for like the first week of showings. So, like, good luck if you're trying to get a 55 millimeter showing of this. I think a lot of people are going to go crazy for this movie, especially with the cast. And again, Toy Story being what it is, I kind of have a hard time believing that like anything's going to dethrone Toy Story at all this year.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, because well, go ahead, finish your thought.
no, go ahead.
No, so basically, I was to say like what they're for the movies of a movie theater's point of view, I feel like this is great because you're getting blockbusters coming out back and forth like hotcakes, and from like the Hollywood side is to say like it's just like so tough to stay on top when you just have a new movie coming out every week, and it's just like whatever the trendy thing is that week is literally how it's just going to be, and you're just going to keep moving.
It's a
Now
competition.
I'm glad yeah, and I'm glad now what you're talking about with Toy Story because I feel like that movie does have like immunity because of the nostalgic bait off of it, and like it just has too much like we say all the time the
Well,
fan power from that, and
we've
it's
seen
just
too, like movies like
it's
Zootopia that did
unbreakable.
almost $2 billion. Like the Toy Story's in that same category. Toy Story, I would say, has a more appealing audience than even Zootopia does. So
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna see that
Right.
reach probably
Right.
the $2 billion mark. I wouldn't be shocked at this point. We also have Disclosure Day, which is getting great reviews too, coming out with Spielberg. I'm definitely gonna go check that movie out. So the summer is still filled with tons of movies to choose from, and Ande's right. Like every couple weeks, we have a new blockbuster coming out this summer. This is the first summer in a long time that like it's felt like
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
days. So it is getting people
Mm-hmm.
to go out and see these movies. Obsession and Backrooms still are holding on strong, so people are still going to see those movies. It's just up in the air, like like we were saying, there's going to be these big blockbusters that are coming. What can sustain and what can't, we're going to find out and we're going to talk about it as it happens. If, like we said, early predictions, Toy Story, Odyssey are going to be the top two for me. I think Spider-Man is going to be the other one that's going to be interesting to see because all of the other Spider-Man movies have been successful on their own. I feel like Spider-Man's even a stronger brand than the Avengers movies at this point in time. So I think you're going to get a lot of people going to see those three movies, and it's going to be interesting to see like what the box office does for the rest of this stuff.
Right. Hey, guess, can I ask you a question? When we gonna boycott Doomsday?
Well, we're going to talk about what the Russos did this week. They
Exactly.
they had teased they had teased that this big announcement was coming. They were at some festival in England and had told fans to stay tuned for 2 o'clock p.m. and everybody got hyped thinking that the Doomsday trailer was finally going to drop. Um, Instead, what they delivered was a pop up shop at a coffee shop where they took over the coffee shop and turned it into Latveria Doom themed coffee and were giving it out to people. And that's what their announcement was. So that was their big 2 o'clock thing. The Russos were in the coffee shop handing out coffee to people and signing bags of coffee. And that was that. They rebranded the shop. They put Doom on the front and Latveria on the packaging. And that was their big thing. Apparently the coffee goes for a lot on eBay. Like if you're looking for this coffee, you can go pick it up on eBay for like $1,000. I think it was the last time I looked. But
Crazy.
it's just insane to me. And the Russos did say that like they're still actively working on the movie, which is a bad sign to me. They basically said they're going to keep working on this movie until Marvel takes it out of their hands. Which shows me that like
It's horrible.
here we are in June and they're still not done with this movie. They're still
It's
working
like
on it
you're working
actively.
on a broken script. Like
Well,
and it's like,
that's
what are
how
we
they shot
doing?
this movie. That's how they've been shooting these Marvel movies, and Tom Holland's comments were very impactful this week about what he said. He went from he basically got special permission from Sony and Spider-Man to go shoot the Odyssey. So while he was shooting the Odyssey with Christopher Nolan, he was calling Amy Pascal and Sony and basically saying, "Hey, this is how Christopher Nolan's doing things. This is how we should be doing things." And like we should have a finished script by the time we start shooting this
Wow.
movie. We should know where the direction of where this story is going before we're coming to set and like X, Y, and Z. So I don't know if that's showing that Tom Holland is just finally learning or is getting sick and tired of of the way like Marvel's doing things, because this is how they
Yeah.
shot Doomsday. They didn't have a finished
Mm.
script. They still don't have a finished script. They still don't really know the whole premise of the movie. They just shot all of this shit on green screen and then are going to piece it all together behind the scenes to make it into a movie. And for me, that's not how you go into these movies. That's what the Star Wars franchise learned
Hmm.
very quickly that you cannot do. You cannot go into these movies without a fucking plan in place and just kind of wing it as you're going along, because we saw how the sequel trilogy turned out. Um,
Yeah.
and obviously from Mando and Grogu, we're seeing that sequel trilogy mistake and blunder is still affecting Star Wars to this day. um,
Right. Right. Right.
so do you want that to
And
happen
like,
to Doomsday? I don't know. I don't know why you're still working on this movie when it should have already been fucking done. You should already be working on Secret Wars at this point because you have a date to come back and do Secret Wars. So
and like the bait the bait like the of saying we got something special dropping at 2 o'clock, and
yeah,
then it's like just
knowing
fucking coffee. Like the
knowing that you were gonna piss
audacity
people
of
off.
you,
Yeah, and
the
like
audacity
the
of
lack of
you.
awareness on their part to know that like it was gonna backfire. Because again, like we all thought Mando and Grogu was gonna be the Doomsday trailer. We didn't get it. Now we're all kind of looking towards the Spider-Man movie of like, well, it's got to be before Spider-Man. If it's not before Spider-Man,
I don't even know
when
at
do
that
they
point.
drop this? The
You're
only
making me really not care too
the
much.
only other option is Comic-Con, and I feel like that's what they're gonna come out swinging with. They're gonna think that they're gonna
Yeah.
own Hall H with this dropping this Doomsday trailer, and I just honestly think like you lost your
I'm not gonna
window,
say they're
man.
not.
I
I'm
can
not gonna say they're not because people are waiting for it. So
yeah,
the
people are
public
waiting
has
for
not
it,
seen that yet.
but at
So
this
that's
point,
gonna
like
get trendy.
at this point, if they come out with the same exact trailer that they showed at CinemaCon and it's shot for shot exactly what people have already seen and talked about and described, I think like, all right, cool, whatever. You guys showed the trailer finally. Does it make me excited for the movie? No. I'm still like the person saying I don't give a fuck about Doomsday at all.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna watch it because I've invested now 10 years into fucking this whole MCU saga. So yeah, I'm going to watch it.
yeah.
But am I
Hmm.
excited about it? Can I not wait to go see Doomsday? No, I really don't care one way or another.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I just
Hmm.
think it's a nostalgia grab. I think that's all it's going to be, a bunch of callbacks to the previous movies just to get the same characters back. And then once Secret Wars comes, we're going to reboot the whole MCU. I still think that's the play. I still think that's where they're going with all this. And you're seeing it with like the Sadie Sink being in Spider-Man. Like if she is Jean Grey and they're laying the blueprints for like a brand new X-Men, guess what, guys? You're getting a brand new Avengers team once Secret Wars is over. Like Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back. Chris Evans isn't coming back. Like Hemsworth has issues outside of movie acting that eventually he's gonna have to retire from acting. Um,
Hmm.
so like these characters aren't going to be able to stick around, and you're going to get a reboot across the board basically with brand new actors, and that's probably going to be the MCU after Secret Wars, more focused on the mutant saga I think than anything. But
Yeah, because
listen,
that'll be a new take on the whole thing too. But
yeah,
for me,
I
I'm
just
excited. I'm excited to see it. I just haven't seen a trailer yet. So, and I think they know that once they show this trailer, is a make or break for the hype level on this.
I
And the
think you
fact that they're
already
waiting so long on this, that's not a good sign.
yeah, it got talked about at CinemaCon, and that was about it. It came and went very quickly with all this other stuff that came out and all these other movies that people were more excited about. I kind of think they missed the boat on all this, and it's a little too late at this point. Like I'm sure it'll still do well. I'm sure people will go see it, but I don't think you're. I don't think you're looking like I think Toy Story is the thing that's going to beat everything out. Like I said, I think that's the number
Hmm.
one movie of the year, and I think you're going to have a hard time coming close to that at any point. The Odyssey might come close to it, Spider-Man might come close to it, but I don't think Doomsday is going to be anywhere near it. And I think they're going to have to eat that when they realize that like it's not the hype level that people think. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Right. Spider-Man might help it, but we'll see.
Continuing on Avengers, we got an announcement for Earth's Mightiest Survivors, which is going to be the new Avengers series that's going to be spinning out of Armageddon. It shows that Captain Marvel, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Wolverine, and Spider-Man are going to be the main cast for the book. My assumption is we're going to get Captain America as part of that team too. I feel like he's going to be the one like left off the announcement because they still have the Armageddon book to kind of finish out. So that's my assumption. It's a very Bendis era team. Like that's a new Avengers team, pretty much. So it's interesting that like that's what they're going with. And yeah, I'm not here for the Armageddon event. Ande is. Ande's reading all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
books. I'm gonna pass on the whole event in total. I didn't like the free comic book day tease of it. It's not for me.
Hmm.
So I really don't give a shit what happens one way or another. If it had more impact on the Marvel universe, I think I would care. Like if it was a line wide event, but it's not. It's only an Avengers event. So
Right.
for me, I just really don't care. This book doesn't do it for me. It's not going to get me to read an Avengers book. So
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I did see that when I was reading the Captain America Gypsy book, and it doesn't it doesn't really apply to me either. I'm want to see Armageddon, and then I'm ready to leave this ship.
see,
To be honest,
I
because
felt like this would be
as I've
your
already
team
read,
with Daredevil and Luke
yeah, no,
Cage. Like I feel like you would have
yeah,
been like
yeah.
solely in on this book.
It's only because Armageddon is not what I thought it was, and it's not the event that I thought it was going to be, and based off of what's going on right now, it's just like regular. It's not. It doesn't even feel that big of an event.
Yeah, that's why I'm passing on the whole entire thing. Like, I'm not reading a single issue. I'm not reading the Wolverine series. I'm not reading the Cap series. I picked up the free comic book day, skimmed through that, and
Yeah.
was like, nope, I'm out. If it's a Red Hulk event, I'm good. Like, don't need to read it. Thank you.
Hmm.
Especially since it's continuing like the Doom, that various stuff. Like, I skipped that event,
Yeah.
so I don't even want to come back to it. Like, I'm good on that
Hmm.
whole one world under Doom shit and whatever they're gonna do
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. What do you have for comics of the week this week? Since we're on comics,
Well, it's a lot of backlogging stuff to be honest. So I reread the Gypsy stuff, and I should get it. Well, I'll get it later. And I've been reading some of the turtle stuff as well. It's interesting to hear about the turtle stuff because it talks a lot about like their mom and how they became. It's like an Elseworld type thing ordeal, but it's just interesting to see like them even
their
implement that in
mom.
this book. So yeah, they talk about like it's elsewhere where it's like them as when they were kids and it's like and they're human too at that, and they're like it's like going back and forth. It's like a flashback thing, but they're trying to bring back Master Splinter because he's in a trance right now when they're versing one of these villains that they're
That
going
sounds
against.
weird
But
as shit. So
yeah.
they're human
Hmm.
kids that turned into turtles.
It's an Elseworld, so it's like as if it's their personalities as kids, and their mom is the Master Splinter instead of Master Splinter.
Okay, yeah, that's why I stopped reading turtles.
In the event of an actual turtle situation going on.
That, that's why I stopped reading Ninja Turtles right there.
Hmm.
Um, that's all you got was just turtles.
Yeah, for the most part.
So I have Batman number 10. This continues and takes off from the last issue where Barbara Gordon got kidnapped and is sent to prison. You basically come to find out that her and Bruce were in on it the whole entire time. This was all part of the plan, and that they're trying to get Stephanie, Damian, and Duke to trust the plan. Nightwing does pop up in this issue too. I'm not sure if it was this or if it was the actual Nightwing issue, like where he does talk to Barbara. I think it might have been the Nightwing issue.
Hmm.
But it was cool to kind of see them have that conversation and go through that. But I'm loving this Batman book. We are getting a crossover that's coming with this. It's going to tie in with Poison Ivy's book, and it's kind of going to be centered around her. It is going to be the summer event for Batman. So if you're reading this book going into the summer event, it should be a lot of fun. X-Men 97 season 2 is kicking off, and the comic book series that ties in basically picks up from the last moments of the TV show and literally introduces us to Cable's team, him putting together his X-Force team, introduces us to the X-Factor team now being led by Val Cooper, and kind of shows us where Bishop and Forge are doing, and you know the rest of that scene playing out from the end of the animated series. So really cool. If you're getting ready for season 2, definitely a book to check out and kind of jumpstart you back into filling the gaps of what's going on.
Yeah.
Very heavy X-Men week for me this week. I have Uncanny
Hmm.
X-Men by Gail Simone. Always great. Loving this series as like I have been. Really, really cool. Monet and Quicksilver now are officially part of the roster of this book. So I was waiting on both those characters to be included. Gail had promised me probably almost like 6 months ago that they would be coming at some point, and just to be patient. Well, I was patient, and my patience paid off because they are now part of the team, and that's going to be so cool to see Pietro and Monet interacting with the rest of this cast and the Outliers, who are now the new mutants. They basically did a storyline where like they went to an alternate universe and like reached their full potential of their powers, or like exceeded their original potential of their powers, and now came back to the present. So they're kind of more evolved with their power sets and kind of more aware of what they can do with their powers. So I felt that was a cool way of like ramping up the kids now to kind of make them be able to stand on their own. I felt like all the other groups of new mutants that were introduced in this new For the Ashes era kind of progressed very quickly. We saw in Eve Ewing's book like all her kids are like assistant teachers at the new school. Um, so getting to see the Outliers kind of progress now at this point and become like a full-fledged team is pretty cool. And last but not least, my good pal Jerry Duggan, whenever he writes an X-Men book, I'm always in. And this is an out of continuality book. This is Uncanny X-Men What If. It's involving Madeline Pryor and Cyclops, and what if Cyclops had stayed with Madeline Pryor and gave birth to Nathan, basically,
Ooh.
and the event
Yeah.
of that and how it would all turn out. Really cool. Jerry always he knows these X-Men characters, so whenever he does an X-Men book, it's so cool to see like the things he brings out from the character arcs and from the Claremont era. So really cool. Definitely recommend picking that up. Do you have anything that you were watching this week?
Uh, I do, but I wanted to ask you real quick. Did you finish the last Spider-Man? And when does that other one come out that we was talking about?
Spider-Man 1000 is comes out this summer. The issues
Okay.
are being legacy numbered at this point. They're not there yet. I think the next issue of Spider-Man is the legacy number starting, and yeah, it ramps up. I think August is the release date for Spider-Man 1000, and like we were talking
Mm.
about last week, that's going to be the big status quo change for him and Aunt May having a big
Yeah.
conversation. We had
Yeah.
speculated that we think it's going to be her knowing that he's Spider-Man, and that would be a good way to change the status quo for Spider-Man going forward. The other thing we were
Hmm.
throwing around is the possible fact that she could be getting married to her current boyfriend. So that's always a possibility too.
Okay. No. So for me, I've been watching a lot of anime lately. It's been like so much. It's just been consuming me this summer with all the good stuff that's out. So for right now, we're watching Witch Hat Alter. Really great. I'm loving the series with that. Plot twist at the end with the two characters. That is, it's like well, it's just first thing. The show is about witches, and there's a witch that there's a student who's trying to become a witch, and they're teaching how to do that. But there's also like other stuff going on as well. Great show, you should check it out. And then also we're watching Free Reign, more of a time like consume, like what would you do with your time if you had the ability to control it. And I've been loving that show as well. And me and my friends, we've been actually, she's rewatching Naruto, and it's funny because she'll tell me things that are going on, and I'll be like, yeah, I remember that. And then there's a lot of funny things that at the time when I was watching this show, I was so young that I didn't even think about like what what is going on. And so yeah, I've been rewatching that with her, and it's been a good time. But
Yeah,
for the most
you
part, it's
lost
been a
me.
lot of anime.
You lost me at anime. The minute you
Hmm.
said anime, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Ed's not the biggest anime guy, but I gotta throw some at him. Maybe one day he'll get into it or to give it a
never.
try.
Nope. Um, we do have Last Airbender coming out next week, season 3 or
Yeah,
season
I can't
2,
wait for that.
starting up with Toph, and they're doing a lot of spotlights on Toph, which is pretty cool. So I'm excited for that. I will be watching the live action show. We got Appa back again, so I will definitely be there for Paul to check that
Have you
out.
watched the actual series? Like, have you seen it all?
The original series, like the Nickelodeon
Yeah. Uh-huh.
series, I tried.
Yeah.
I tried because I
Uh-huh.
enjoyed the live action so much that I tried,
Hmm.
but it's too close to anime for me, so I tuned out. It's
What
that
the
style of
fuck,
animation
dude?
for me. I don't like it. That's what the
It's
problem is.
it's
That's what it is. It's
racist
unappealing.
towards anime.
It's not, it's just the drawing style. I don't like the anime. I
Yeah.
don't even like when a comic's drawn like that. When a comic's drawn like that, I'm out. I drop the book immediately because it's unappealing. It's just straight lines, and like I don't like it. It's just not appealing art style for me to watch. Like if I'm watching animation, I want to watch like beautiful drawn animation, not just like choppy squiggly lines. Um so yeah, I'm not an anime guy. I will check out Last Airbender season 2. I'm excited for that to tune in for that. Um,
Toph is my favorite character, so I can't wait to see that.
I finally started White Lotus. It's something that's been in
Wow.
my watch list for quite some time, and it just kind of kept getting bumped down. Chloe Bennett is going to be on season 4. I guess it's going to be. So I'm a big fan of hers, and I wanted to be ready for that season when it does drop. So I started it. I really enjoyed season 1, even though it was a little slow. I liked the whole entire cast. Connie Britton, Sid Sweeney's in season 1. Um, season 2,
Mm,
I'm not as crazy about the cast. Aubrey Plaza's in season 2, and the dude from the later Underworld movies, I forget his name, and Divergent series, he's in season 2, and I'm not crazy about it so far. But I'm trying to get
okay.
through it because season 3 has Walter Goggins in it, and I'm excited to see like when he comes on the show.
I
Um,
always liked White Lotus's vibe, like the
it's
vacation and the Fiji. Like I like that type of stuff.
it's cool. I just wish there was a little more. Like season 1, the guy who was the hotel manager of the White Lotus like made the show for me. Like his
Hmm.
antics and his back and forth dealing with all the guests was kind of like the real centerpiece for the show. And then season 2,
Yeah.
you go to a different White Lotus. It's not the same hotel anymore. Like it's just a chain of the hotel, like someplace else. And you have
Hmm.
Esmeralda from the paper being the hotel manager, and she's not as like she's not playing a character. She's not like on drugs like the other guy was, and like doing all kinds of
Yeah.
crazy shit. So
Hmm.
I'm hoping that like season 2 picks up a little bit more, but season 3 is kind of what I'm looking forward to getting to because the season 3 cast like looks is a lot more people that like I like, and I think like I'll enjoy that more when I get to season 3. But so far so good. I'm liking it. It's a slow burn. It's kind of like not a lot happens, but you're kind of watching the lives of these guests on their vacation essentially.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into that one too. I haven't come around to it, but one day.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a bunch of stuff that's going to be hitting. Like we said, Last Airbender's coming. There's a couple other things that are going to be coming out. I think that Stort Saves the Universe
Oh,
starts this week or next week, and yeah, there's a couple other things coming to like HBO
two,
and Netflix.
two, two shows on HBO actually that I've been trying to get to. One Well, one I did watch. I didn't like the first episode. I'm talking about Euphoria. But for the people that I know that've been watching it, I've heard that they said it's actually okay. If you take away from the fact of whatever happened from before and look at it as something new, you can
Well,
kind of get into it and it's all right. So from what I heard.
season 3 is different than the first couple episodes, like the
Right.
first couple seasons. It's like a different show.
Hmm.
It does change. Gideon Adlon, who played Devin in Mall, is in season 3 of Euphoria. Um, yeah, it was okay. It was very different. The ending, I guess, for a lot of people was satisfying. I
Yeah,
I
that's what
didn't.
I've heard.
I wasn't that invested in the show. I've watched the show, but for me, like the first 2 seasons, I think being such a departure from this third season, it was like
Right.
it is
That's what
two
threw me
it
off.
is two separate
Hmm.
shows in a way.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was a
And then the
decent
third,
finale, but that was it.
yeah, I think I'm gonna try and watch it now because of that fact. I didn't get me at first, but thank God we have it on HBO Max.
I
But
feel
the
like
second one was
I feel like
go
Sid
ahead.
Sweeney, like she's just
Yeah,
in stuff to show her tits. That's
yeah,
basically what she is
yeah,
now. Even in
yeah.
season 3 of Euphoria, like she's an OnlyFans model, and like it's just like, oh, here's Sid Sweeney's tits, and it's like, okay, I've
Even
seen
a
them,
scene
I've
I
seen
saw a
them a
clip.
lot now, and like I've seen them in everything she's in. It's just like, okay, and like it was funny watching her in White Lotus because she was like younger in the first season of White Lotus. Like Connie Britton played her mom in season 1 of White Lotus, so like that was an interesting take to like see her playing like a younger character. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was still kind of more the same of like, yeah, that's what she's good at. That's why people cast her for stuff.
Yeah. And then the second thing, real quick, was I seen that the people who created Adventure Time, they came out with a new series that's out right now. I have yet to check it out though, but I'm really interested to watch that one too. I think you the name for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never watched Adventure Time.
Mm,
I know the new season of Rick and Morty, I guess, is dropping on HBO
right.
next week, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
be watching that. I'm a big Rick and Morty. But yeah, other than that, that'll do it for this episode of Talking Soups. If you made it this far, like I said, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Are we able to? Did we get the video up this past week on Apple or not yet?
Not on Apple. I have to do it, but it's we should have access to doing
Okay.
it.
All right. So yeah, stay tuned for the option to watch the video on Apple Podcasts. Spotify, I still don't think it gives us the availability to post yet, but Apple definitely we will have that up there, and then you can also watch on YouTube or just listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week. Peace.
Peace.